Hey there, viewers! Are you struggling to meet your work deadlines? Do you find it hard to concentrate on your work and relationships? As surprising as it may sound, your lack of concentration could be due to a health condition called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. There are 17 million kids and adults in the US struggling with this disorder. In today's video, we'll be discussing 13 glaring signs of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. Do people with this condition find it difficult to wait? How do they handle emotions? What about hyperfocus? We'll be talking about all this and more. Number 1. Self-focus. This disorder can seriously affect your success with work and relationships. One of the worst parts of ADHD is that it's difficult to realize you have this problem. After all, the most prominent thing about this illness is trouble focusing, and this is something a lot of people struggle with in daily life. So, how do you know if you really have it? There are several symptoms specific to ADHD. Most of them stem from the inability to recognize other people's desires and needs. Self-focused behavior is the initial sign. Still not clear? One of the glaring signs of self-focused behavior is interrupting others during conversation. Are you impatient while talking to someone? Do you talk over people, cut them off in between? All of these are signs. Have you ever found it difficult to understand other people's emotions? Have you met someone who cannot empathize with others? Share your thoughts with the Bestie community in the comments below. Number 2. Trouble waiting your turn. Nobody likes waiting, but sometimes you have to. It can be waiting at a doctor's office or standing in a queue at the takeaway. There's no escaping it. But if you find it hard to wait, even to the point where you're getting frustrated, angry, or anxious, you may have ADHD. If that's the case, don't be disheartened. This disorder is more common than you think, and with the proper treatment, you'll still be able to function. The average age for ADHD diagnosis is 7. It affects 5% of children. Around half of them carry symptoms into adulthood. It's likely for an adult to have undiagnosed ADHD. Unfortunately, undiagnosed ADHD can cause several physical and mental problems. Number 3. Difficulty handling emotions. Do you find it difficult to handle your emotions? Do you feel too strongly about things? You wish you could process emotions in a healthier way? These could be signs of ADHD. ADHD can make momentary emotions a bit too strong. Your brain gets flooded with intense emotions. This is why people with ADHD experience intense frustration and anger. Now, the current diagnosis doesn't factor in difficulty with emotions. But research has proven that people with ADHD do have a low tolerance for frustration. They're impatient and hot-tempered. Imagine a person with ADHD comes across a situation that makes them angry. They might respond with extreme anger. When this happens, other information and emotions take a back seat. This results in the inability to regulate anger. Number 4. Extreme sensitivity to criticism. Do you become defensive when you're critiqued? Do you get angry when your boss gives you feedback on your work? Do you get really upset if your idea is rejected? To be successful in your career and relationships, we all need to be open to feedback. Nobody is perfect, and we all keep improving throughout our lives. But this gets a bit tricky for people with ADHD. They react too strongly to criticism and take it as an ultimate rejection. They either get heartbroken over it or very angry. You might even have an inappropriate outburst of extreme self-defense. This is why ADHD needs to be treated. Otherwise, it'll cost you in your personal and professional life. Number 5. You have a pile of unfinished tasks. Observe your working style closely. Do you always have a big pile of unfinished tasks on your desk? Do you find it difficult to stick to deadlines? Have you been reminded multiple times about deadlines you've missed? All of these can be caused by ADHD. One telltale sign of ADHD is a lack of focus. This is way beyond trouble paying attention. You find it hard to focus on work, especially work that needs focus. So what do? You keep putting it off for later. You'll do anything other than the work at hand. Before we move ahead, here's a video you might like. Watch and learn more about 9 foods that boost your memory and brain function. Number 6. You zone out easily. The teacher in class was explaining a lesson. Just then, you started daydreaming about being a famous star or child prodigy, maybe something else. But you zoned out pretty effectively, and now you have no idea what's happened in class. Does this sound like something that happens to you way more often? Do you zone out when your boss is explaining something important in a team meeting? Do you find it difficult to follow instructions? All of these are symptoms of ADHD. Several people with the condition find it hard to listen to others in a conversation. Your inability to focus is causing all of this mess. But don't worry, with the right treatment, you can live your life to the fullest. Number 7, hyperfocus. This definitely sounds like it goes against the other signs I've mentioned. We just said people with ADHD are unable to focus. Then how come they have a tendency to hyperfocus? Isn't that ironic? Well, yeah, but it's a bit trickier than that. You can also become so focused on something, you're unaware of your surroundings. You lose track of time and continue doing what caught hold of your attention. This can lead to a point where you ignore people around you without even realizing it. As a result, you can get into relationship troubles due to misunderstandings stemming from hyperfocus. Number 8, disorganized. Chaos is both messy and stressful. If you find your life getting more and more chaotic, you may have ADHD. People with ADHD live a more hectic lifestyle than others. They have poor organizational skills and keep losing track of pending tasks. You'll also find it difficult to prioritize tasks in a logical manner. Fast approaching deadlines, previous tasks, and poor organization skills make life pretty hectic, and the added stress makes you feel even more frustrated and angry. This is how the vicious cycle of ADHD and irritation continues. If you want to overcome this, get professional help. You deserve to live a happy life. Number 9, forgetfulness. It is normal to forget stuff once in a while. You can lose track of where you kept your car keys or phone. But for people with ADHD, forgetfulness is part of daily life. You might find it difficult to remember important dates, or you'll keep forgetting where you kept something important. This forgetfulness can damage your career if you keep putting off work-related tasks. Undiagnosed ADHD can make a person appear careless and negligent. Number 10, impulsive. This is another peculiar trait people with ADHD exhibit. Pay attention to your shopping habits. Do you feel like you're an impulsive shopper? Like you become so obsessed with having something that you have to buy it right away, even if it might burn a hole in your pocket? ADHD can cause impulsivity. This can affect you in several ways. Shopping is just one of the outlets among many. Impulsiveness can appear in the form of socially inappropriate behavior. You might keep interrupting people during a conversation. You rush through tasks or act impulsively without thinking about consequences. Number 11, anxiety and restlessness. If there's one thing for sure about ADHD, it makes you want to keep moving. You can get fidgety and find it rather difficult to sit in one place. It's like your motor keeps running with no way to shut off. All of this leads to tiredness and restlessness. These are two different very common symptoms. Restlessness leads to anxiety, as you're unable to calm down. Your brain keeps tricking you into replaying worrisome events, increasing your anxiety. This is why people with ADHD often get another diagnosis for anxiety disorder down the road. Number 12, poor self-image. We just recounted how ADHD makes you hypersensitive to criticism from others. But unfortunately, this disorder also makes you hypercritical of yourself. This can lead to poor self-image. Combine this with the fact that your lack of focus and disorganization makes it difficult for you to function in school, work, and relationships. Even the strongest people will develop poor self-image under these kinds of circumstances. But remember, these are the difficulties caused by ADHD. These are not character flaws or personal failure. Number 13, lack of motivation. People with ADHD find it difficult to complete their work due to a lack of motivation. You'll procrastinate over a task. Combined with lack of organizational skills, you'll struggle with completing your project. Do you think you have ADHD? Do you struggle with concentration issues? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of Bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video and enjoy.